How to Learn 3,000 New Words in English Within 6 Months, Part 1. Learning a new language feels like climbing a very high mountain. And sometimes you look at the top and feel very small. You try to read a book. But there are so many strange words that you do not understand. And this makes you feel tired or sad. You want to speak to people. But the words stay inside your head and do not come out when you need them. Maybe you learn a new word today. But tomorrow it is gone. And you feel like you are not smart enough. Do not worry, because this is normal for everyone. And I promise that if you follow this plan, you can learn 3,000 words in 6 months.
To start this big journey, we must look at the numbers because they help us understand the goal. The number 3,000 sounds very big and scary, like a giant monster. But if we have 6 months, that is about 180 days to learn. If you divide 3,000 words by 180 days, the answer is about 16 or 17 words every day. When you think about it this way, it is not so scary anymore. Learning 17 words is like eating a small meal, not a giant feast. You can do this if you are patient and do it every single day without stopping. The most important thing is not being smart, but being consistent, which means you must study on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and every day of the week. The first step in the first month is to change your environment to help you learn without trying too hard. You should go to the store and buy a pack of sticky notes, which are small pieces of paper with glue on the back. You will write the English names of things in your house on these papers and stick them on the real objects. You can write table and put it on your table. Or write door and put it on your door. Every time you walk around your house, you will see these words. You do not need to sit at a desk to study because your house becomes your school. When you open the fridge, you see the word fridge. And when you look in the mirror, you see the word mirror. This helps your brain connect the English word with the real picture, not just a translation in your own language. After you label your house, you need a special place to keep your new words. So you must buy a small notebook. This notebook is your best friend for the next 6 months. Many people make a mistake when they write in their notebooks because they only write the English word and the meaning in their language. This is not the best way to remember. When you write a new word, you should also draw a small and simple picture next to it. If the word is happy, you can draw a smiling face. If the word is sun, you can draw a circle with lines. Pictures are very strong for your memory because the brain likes images more than letters. Also, in this notebook, you should try to write one simple sentence with the new word. If the word is apple, do not just write apple. Write, I eat a red apple. This helps you understand how to use the word in a real way. For the first 2 months, you should not try to learn difficult words about science, business, or politics. You must focus on the words that we use every day, which we call core vocabulary. These are words about your family, your food, your body, your clothes, and your daily routine. Think about what you do from the moment you wake up until you go to sleep. You wake up, you brush your teeth, you eat breakfast, you go to work or school, and you talk to friends. You need to know the verbs for these actions. Verbs are action words like run, eat, sleep, go, and speak. In the first 2 months, try to learn the top 50 most common verbs because they are the engine of the language. Without verbs, you cannot make a sentence. So they are very important. Another great way to get new words into your head is through listening. But it must be very easy listening. Do not watch heavy movies or difficult news channels yet because they speak too fast. You should listen to songs made for children or stories written for young learners. This might feel silly because you are an adult. But children's songs are perfect because they repeat the same words many times. Repetition is the key to memory. If you hear the word blue 10 times in one song, you will never forget it. You can listen to these easy songs while you cook, while you clean your room, or while you are on the bus. You do not need to focus 100% of the time. Just let the English sounds come into your ears. This helps you get used to the rhythm and music of the English language. Reading is also very powerful. But you must choose the right books. Do not try to read a thick novel or a newspaper. You should look for graded readers. These are special books written for learners at level A1 or A2. The stories are interesting, but the language is simple. When you read, you will see many words you do not know. A big mistake many students make is stopping to look for every new word in the dictionary. If you stop every 5 seconds, reading becomes boring and painful. Instead, you should try to guess the meaning of the word. Look at the words around it or look at the pictures on the page. If you can understand the story without knowing that one word, just keep reading. If you see the same strange word 5 times, then you should look it up and write it in your notebook. This way, you learn the most important words first. It is also very important to review the words you learned yesterday. The human brain is designed to forget things we do not use. If you learn 17 words on Monday and never look at them again, they will be gone by Thursday. So, you need a review schedule. Every morning, before you learn new words, spend 10 minutes looking at the words from the day before. Read them out loud. Speaking the words is better than just thinking them because your mouth builds muscle memory. When you say a word, your ears hear it too. So you are learning with your mouth and your ears at the same time. Every Sunday, you should not learn any new words. Sunday is for rest and for reviewing all the words you learned in the past week. This helps push the words deep into your long-term memory so they stay there forever. In these first 2 months, you should also try to think in English. Even if it is very simple. When you are walking down the street, look at things and name them in your mind. If you see a car, think car. If you see a big tree, think big tree. If you see a dog running, think the dog is running. You are narrating your life like a movie. No one can hear you. So you do not need to be shy or afraid of making mistakes. This exercise helps your brain switch from your native language to English quickly. It connects the real world directly to English words. If you do not know a word for something you see, like a traffic light, remember that gap in your knowledge. When you get home, look it up and write it down. This is how you find words that are relevant to your real life. Finally, to reach the goal of 3,000 words, you must keep your motivation high. The beginning is exciting, but after a few weeks, It can become boring. You might feel like you are not learning fast enough. But remember the mountain. You are taking small steps every day. Do not compare yourself to others who speak perfectly. Compare yourself to yourself yesterday. Yesterday you did not know the word kitchen. But today you do. That is a victory. Celebrate these small wins. Tell yourself that you are doing a great job. In the first 2 months, you are building the foundation of a house. It takes time and hard work. But once the foundation is strong, you can build the rest of the house very quickly. Stick to the plan of 17 words a day. Label your home. Use your notebook. Listen to simple audio. And review constantly. This is the end of the first stage of your journey.
Welcome to the second part of our journey, which covers months 3 and 4. By now, you have passed the first 60 days. And if you followed the plan, you already know about 1,000 words. This is a very big achievement, and you should feel proud of yourself. The sticky notes in your house might be peeling off, and your notebook is getting full, but your brain is getting stronger. In the first 2 months, we focused on the names of things and simple actions. But now we must go deeper. We need to learn words that describe how things look and feel. And we need to learn how to connect words together. In months 3 and 4, we move from just knowing words to using them to describe the world around us. During this middle stage, you need to focus on adjectives. Adjectives are words that describe nouns. For example, big, small, beautiful, ugly, hot, and cold are all adjectives. A great trick to learn these words quickly is to learn them in pairs. Do not just learn the word tall. Learn tall and short at the same time. When you learn opposites together, your brain creates a strong link between them. If you forget one, the other one helps you remember. You can make a list of pairs in your notebook. Think about fast and slow, rich and poor, or clean and dirty. This doubles your learning speed because one idea gives you 2 words. Try to use these new words with the nouns you learned in the first 2 months. Instead of saying, the car, say, the fast red car. This is how you start building real sentences. Now that you have a lot of words in your head, you might feel that you are forgetting the old ones while learning the new ones. This is very common. So in month 3, we introduce a new tool called spaced repetition. You do not need a computer for this. Although phone apps can help, you can use simple paper cards called flashcards. On one side of the small paper, write the English word. On the other side, write the meaning in your language or draw a picture. Every day, you take your stack of cards and look at the English side. If you know the meaning instantly, put the card in a good pile. If you do not know it, or if you have to think for a long time, put it in a bad pile. The trick is to study the bad pile every day. But only study the good pile once a week. This saves you time because you focus only on the words that are difficult for you. In these 2 months, you should also change the way you watch television. In the beginning, we listened to songs, but now you are ready for cartoons or short videos made for teenagers. You should watch with English subtitles. This is very important because reading and listening at the same time is powerful. Your eyes see the word and your ears hear the sound, and they work together. When you watch, do not try to understand every single word. If you understand 50% of the story, that is excellent. If you hear a word that keeps repeating, pause the video. Write that word down. Words that appear many times in a movie are usually very common and useful words. If the characters say, funny, 5 times, you know that funny is a word you must learn today. Another method to use during months 3 and 4 is called shadowing. This is a fancy name for a simple activity, copying. When you are watching your short video, pick one sentence that the character says. Pause the video. Then, say the sentence out loud, trying to copy the actor's voice exactly. Copy their speed, their emotion, and their loudness. If they shout, you shout. If they whisper, you whisper. This helps your mouth muscles get used to making English sounds. It also helps you remember words because you are acting them out. When you act, you feel the emotion of the word. Saying, I am angry, while making an angry face helps you remember the word, angry, much better than just reading it on a piece of paper. You must also start to use the internet to help you. You probably use social media every day, like Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. Usually, you look at posts in your own language. For the next few months, you should start following accounts that teach English or account about hobbies you like. But in English, if you like cooking, follow a British chef. If you like football, follow an English team. You will see pictures and read short captions. Because you already like the topic, you will want to understand the words. This is called learning through context. You are not studying, you are just enjoying your hobby. But English is the tool you use. When you see a picture of a cake and the caption says, delicious chocolate cake, your brain learns that delicious is a good word for food. During month 4, you should also pay attention to connecting words. These are small words like and, but, because, so, before, and after. These words are like the glue that holds the bricks together. You have the bricks, nouns and verbs. But without the glue, you cannot build a wall. If you know the word rain and the word stay, that is good. But if you know because, you can say, I stay home because of the rain. These connecting words allow you to tell stories and explain your reasons. They are high-frequency words, which means they appear in almost every conversation. You cannot speak English well without them. Spend one full week just focusing on these small connecting words and trying to put 2 simple sentences together to make one long sentence. It is also time to take your notebook out of your house. Carry it with you in your bag or your pocket. When you are waiting for the bus, or waiting for a friend, or sitting in a doctor's office, open the notebook. You do not need to study for 1 hour. Studying for 5 minutes, 6 times a day, is better than studying for 30 minutes once a day. This keeps the English words fresh in your mind all day long. Look at the world around you when you are outside. Look at the sky, the buildings, the traffic, and the people. Ask yourself, do I know the word for that? If you see a bridge and do not know the word bridge, write it in your notebook immediately. The world is your dictionary. By learning the names of things you actually see every day, you learn vocabulary that is relevant to your specific life. As you reach the end of month 4, you might feel a little tired. The excitement of the beginning is gone, and it feels like work now. This is the danger zone where many people quit. They say, "I know enough," or, "This is too hard." You must fight this feeling. Remind yourself of the math. You have already learned maybe 1,500 or 2,000 words. You are more than halfway to your goal. Think about how much you have changed. 4 months ago, you could not read a sentence. Now you can watch a cartoon and understand the story. That is magic. You are unlocking a new world. To keep your energy up, find a friend who is also learning. You can check on each other. You do not need to teach each other. Just ask, "Did you learn your 17 words today?" Knowing that someone is watching you makes you work harder.
We have arrived at the final part of our plan, covering months 5 and 6. You are now an experienced learner. You have a thick notebook. You have flashcards. And you can understand simple videos. But the journey is not finished yet. The last 1,000 words are often the most interesting because they allow you to express your thoughts, your feelings, and your opinions. In the beginning, we learned about objects like tables and apples. Now, we must learn about abstract ideas like freedom, happiness, danger, and advice. These words are harder because you cannot draw a simple picture of them. To learn these, you need to see them used in stories and conversations. This final stage is about turning your passive knowledge into active power. In month 5, you should start reading longer texts. Do not read boring textbooks. Read news headlines about the world. Or read short blogs about travel or lifestyle. When you read online, you can use a dictionary tool to help you. But try not to use it too much. When you see a new abstract word, like success, look at the sentence. He worked hard and achieved great success. You can understand that success is something good you get after working hard. Write this sentence in your notebook. For abstract words, writing the definition is hard. So writing a sentence example is much better. This gives your brain a situation to remember. You remember the story of the man working hard. And that helps you remember the word success. Now it is time to start writing your own thoughts. You should start a daily diary in English. It does not need to be a long essay. Just 3 to 5 sentences every night before you sleep is enough. Write about what you did that day. Today I went to the market. It was very busy. I bought some fish and vegetables. I felt tired but happy. This exercise forces your brain to hunt for words. You will realize there are words you need but do not know. You might want to say, "The market was crowded," but you only know the word, busy. So you look up, crowded. Now you have learned a new word because you needed it. Words learned this way stick in your memory very well because they are connected to your personal life and memories. Speaking is the next big challenge in these final months. You might feel shy because you do not have a teacher or a native speaker friend. That is okay. You can talk to yourself. Most smartphones have a voice recording app. Open it and talk for 1 minute about a topic. You can talk about your family, your job, or your favorite movie. After you finish, listen to the recording. It will sound strange and maybe a little funny. You will hear your own mistakes. You might hear that you paused for a long time looking for a word. That pause tells you where your vocabulary is weak. If you could not find the word for cousin, then write cousin on your list to learn. Do this 3 times a week. It builds confidence because no one else hears it but you. In month 6, you should try to find a real conversation partner if possible. There are many free apps where you can text or speak with people from other countries. You do not need to have a deep philosophical discussion. Small talk is perfect. Ask, how are you? What is the weather like? What do you do? These simple questions use the 3,000 words you have been learning. When you use a word in a real conversation with a real human, it becomes permanent in your brain. If you make a mistake and the other person corrects you, do not feel bad. Feel happy. A correction is a free lesson. Every mistake is a step towards being better. If you cannot find a partner, you can use AI chatbots to practice typing conversations. They are patient and will not judge you. Another advanced technique for the final month is to learn word families. This is a way to expand your vocabulary very fast without much effort. If you know the verb act, you can easily learn actor, the person, action, the thing, active, the adjective, and actively, the adverb. Suddenly, one word becomes 5 words. Go back through your notebook and look at the simple verbs you learned in month 1. Can you change them into nouns? Can you change help into helper or helpful? This is like magic multiplication for your vocabulary list. It helps you reach the 3,000 word goal much faster because the words are related to each other. As you get closer to the end of the 6 months, you need to do a massive review. We call this the spring cleaning of your vocabulary. Go back to the very first page of your notebook. Read every single word you have written over the last 6 months. You will be surprised. Some words will look like old friends, you know them perfectly. But some words you will look at and say, I have no idea what this is. That is normal. Take a highlighter pen and mark the words you have forgotten. These are your priority list for the last few weeks. Write them down on new sticky notes or new flashcards. Your brain needs one last reminder to keep them safe. This final review ensures that you do not lose the hard work you did in the beginning. You must also prepare your mind for life after these 6 months. Learning a language does not stop on a specific day. It is a lifestyle. You have built a garden. But if you stop watering it, the plants will die. You do not need to study as hard as you did before. But you must keep using English. Keep watching the cartoons or movies. Keep reading the news headlines. And keep thinking in English when you walk down the street. You have built a habit of learning 17 words a day. Maybe you can reduce it to 5 words a day. But do not stop completely. The goal of 3,000 words gives you a strong foundation. You can understand about 80% or 90% of normal daily English conversations with these words. That is enough to travel, to make friends, and to enjoy culture. Finally, take a moment to celebrate. Look at the mountain you climbed. 6 months ago, English was just strange noise to you. Now, it has meaning. You have discipline. And you have a skill that can change your life. Maybe you can get a better job. Maybe you can travel to a new country. Or maybe you can just enjoy movies you could not understand before. You proved that you can do hard things. The method was simple. 17 words a day. Sticky notes, notebooks, listening, and speaking. There was no magic secret. Only consistency. You showed up every day. So, this is the end of the guide. But it is the beginning of your life as an English speaker. Do not fear the mistakes. Do not fear the difficult days. Just keep going, 1 word at a time. If you learn 1 word today, you are richer than you were yesterday. Believe in yourself. Follow the plan. And in 6 months, you will be amazed at what you can say. Good luck on your journey.